brought to you by BoardGameAtlas.com, the fastest growing board game community in the world. Kia ora koutou and welcome to Magnate in about 3 minutes. Prototype copy used. It's a game for 1 to 5 players. It has a solo mode. Playing time's around 2 hours. It's a pretty complex game. You are a property developer out to make profit off a local property boom. You will buy land, develop it, market for new tenants, and then flick it off when the time is right. Can you exploit the market well enough to make massive profits before the bubble bursts and the economy collapses? You win if you have the most money at the end of the game. The game ends when the crash marker reaches the land price marker. Competitive. Only one player can survive the market crash with the most money to win. Push your luck. Prices keep rising until they crash. Dice. Attracting tenants requires successful dice rolls. Player turn. At the start of a turn, each player bids to be first player. You then attract tenants and collect rent, but that doesn't happen on the first turn. Each player has 3 actions, starting with the first player taking 1 action and moving around the table. The possible actions are as follows. Consult to collect money equal to the current land price. Buy a plot of land marked for sale paying the current land price. Replace the for sale marker with one of your company logos. You can also buy a plot not marked for sale if it is adjacent to one you already have, but that costs you double. Here is a list of buildings in Magnate. You can build a property on land you own, paying the cost of the building on the chart. Place the building on the land and put your control marker on it. You can rebuild a building to a new type of building, paying the new building's cost. You can sell a building. It goes for a multiple of the land price based on the number of occupants and other factors. This can be referenced on the sale chart. Late game sales can go for over 20 million. Once a building is sold, it cannot be repurchased. The final action is to get advertising tokens. You can get 2 for free and pay 500k for each additional one. This brings us back to tenanting. For each building you want to tenant, check this chart. You'll roll dice based on the number of existing population of the required types in adjacent regions. The central region is always adjacent. There are also other bonuses from nearby tenants and features. To tenant a house you need only a pair of 5s or better, but an office needs 4 5s or better, and advertising tokens can be spent as 5s. Add the tenants to the building, then collect rents from all your buildings. At the end of the turn, the market phase happens. Check if any tenant types are run out, what the current land price is, how much advertising was done, and how many properties were sold. Draw risk cards and adjust the risk track and land price based on what the market board says. Then draw new tenants and add them to the stack and add new properties for sale on the board. These numbers are based on the player count. When the crash happens, reveal all risk cards from the game to date and move the land price down as shown. Then all players sell any remaining property for a final cash out. Why would you like this game? Magnate is the first game I've played that captures the feeling of a speculative property bubble well. Players will ride the wave of increasing profits as each turn sets new record sale prices. But buildings you hold after the crash are worth next to nothing. There's a lot of different strategies to employ as well. Do you go hard buying land early on and develop it later? Or do you focus on flipping one property a turn? But the ever-changing board state will ensure that any strategy you pick will have to be adaptive. And for a prototype, this game looks very well presented. The buildings are neat, and the sense of achievement from having a built-up city at the end of the game is real. The best thing about this game is that the market crash is controlled by player actions. The more aggressively you market and flip land, the quicker the crash comes. However, the calculations for tenanting can be time-consuming. Counting up all the different tenants in the adjacent regions gets longer and longer as the game goes on. This can take people out of the moment just as the game is heating up. And despite Magnate's message about speculative bubbles, this is still a game about exploitative capitalism, which won't be for everyone. Like Monopoly before it, Magnate tells a story about runaway greed in the property market. And also like Monopoly, this message will be lost on many. And for a faster-paced, simpler game about buying property and speculating, check out Chinatown. Magnate, Pirates of the Inner City. If you enjoyed this video, like it, subscribe to the channel, and support us on Patreon.